answers to these questions, then the real life starts. That's what Prabhupada did. He came to New York, he danced with all those hippies. He danced, made them dance. They all danced, they all enjoyed. And then Prabhupada gave them the Bhagavad Gita. He gave them the purpose of human life. He made them to realize he made them to think over what is the purpose of human life. What are they doing here? They wanted to get high, of course. They wanted to achieve God. But then, how to achieve God is actually the purpose of human life. That's what Prabhupada gave them, the real purpose of human life. So I was told to speak on that. My journey started with these questions only. I had the thirst, the quest, the answers for these questions I was searching. That's how I came to ISKCON. I was searching for the answers for these questions, the very questions. And when I entered ISKCON and when I read Prabhupada's book, Science of Self-Realization, and then I read there, Prabhupada says, the first line of Vedanta Sutra is this only, Adhata Brahma Jigyasa. If you do the Jigyasa, if you get inquisitive about the Brahm, that is the real, actually, qualification of a devotee. That is the real qualification for you when you enter here. If you're looking for these answers, you're at the right place, at the right time, and you're the right person for this. So one should awaken his or her consciousness to these questions. That I want the answers, at any cost I want the answers to these questions. And that answers are there in the Bhagavad Gita, in the Bhagavatam. All the Vedic scriptures actually give the answer to these questions. And as Prabhuji just said that I'm from a Sikh family, I was reading the Granth Sahib, the Guru Granth Sahib as well. And I was reading it, of course. The answer is very much there as well. But why didn't I find it? And then when I read Bhagavad Gita, then Krishna says, this Vedic knowledge is very Gautam, it's very confidential. And it's so open. We are distributing it everywhere. Today also when you went to that park, I just heard you distributed 5 Bhagavad Gitas. You gave this confidential knowledge very easily to others. But then why don't they realize it? Because Krishna does not reveal it to everyone. He reveals it to the qualified seekers. If you are qualified seeker, you will get to know it. Through the medium is again, he sends the medium also. And the medium is the spiritual father. The Guru. Here Shiksha Guru is the eminent, preeminent Shiksha Guru is Srila Prabhupada, of course. So he's given it everything in the Bhagavad Gita. He's revealed everything to us. And with the mercy of the spiritual master, when you get initiated in the spiritual life, then what happens is, when you get the Maha Mantra from the spiritual master, then you get qualified to actually, where this knowledge will reveal in your hearts. Provided you are the spiritual seeker, provided you qualify for it. So the purpose of human life is to know who am I. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Mamayavancha Jivaloka Jivabhuta Sanatana, Manashashtani Indrani Prakrtistani Karshati. Very simply he says, you are my part and parcel. You belong to me. But then he reveals that in the second chapter first. That who are you actually? It's good we are his part and parcel. But who are we? What part of us is this part and parcel? This body is of mortal world. This body belongs to this world. It's made of 5 gross elements. Everybody knows that. Then he says there is another body you are carrying, a subtle body. That is Mana Buddhi Ahankar, made of mind, intelligence and false ego. Then he says there is third one also there with you, that is the soul. And that is the primemost. And it is under the covering of the subtle mind. It is actually there. It's hiding there. It's captured by the subtle body. The soul is captured there. You have to get it released from there. The gross body will die on its own one day. You need not worry about it. It's dying every moment. What it was just 30 seconds back, it's not now. You may give the millions of dollars to get it back. You will not get back those 30 seconds that just went by. So this gross body will die on its own. Every moment it's dying. You can't hide it from this, that it will not die. There's a beautiful story where there's a small bird that goes to see Garudaji. She's there seated with Garudaji talking to him very nicely. And Garudaji is there, where he's placed, always at the gates of the Vishnu. So he's there, seated there, and this little bird, small bird, comes to him. And they both are chit-chatting. And there comes Yamaraj. Yamaraj is going to see Krishna inside. He looks towards Garudaji and sees this bird sitting there. And he looks very sharply towards the bird. And then without saying anything, he goes inside. Now the bird is very conscious of Yamaraj. Everybody gets scared of Yamaraj. The name itself is so scary. So she gets very scared. She tells Garudaji, I don't like his stare. He will come out and then again he will look at me. Just hide me somewhere. Garudaji says, no problem. He just lifts the bird and takes it thousands of miles away in just a fraction of a second. And he hides it in a cave. He says, now when Yamaraj is gone, I'll come back and take you. And he hides it there and comes back. And there Yamaraj comes out. Then Yamaraj looks at Garudaji and he says, where's that little bird? He said, I've hidden her. I hid her in a cave thousands of miles away. You will not find it even. He says, oh, thanks. Actually, her car was waiting there. And I was worried how this tiny bird will fly all over there. You helped her. She has been eaten by a snake there. She's become his food. She's given out of this, she's gone out of that yoni, that species. All thanks to you. So you see, you cannot hide from Yamaraj. Maybe you're under the protection of Garudaji even. Then also Yamaraj will come. But if you're a devotee, of course, the other set of dutas will come, the Vishnu dutas. But in any case, one has to die. So this is how it is that Krishna reveals this in the Bhagavad Gita. The subtle body does not die on its own. The gross body will die on its own. It has to die. Death is inevitable for the gross body. We have to die. We are gross body. The covering is gross body. This will die on its own. So nothing to get depressed about it, he says. But then he says, the subtle body. He describes everything in the second chapter. This gross body when it dies, because it's changing like changing clothes. When your clothes get dirty, when your clothes get ruined, you change your clothes. It's just that you change, this body gets all diseased, it gets old, then it has to be changed. So that is why you just give up this gross body. And then reincarnation will happen. It does happen. So he says, why reincarnation happens? Because the soul is actually captured by the subtle body. You cared for this gross body, but you did not care for the subtle body. And subtle body captures the soul. So the main ingredient is the soul. You have to release the soul, get the soul released from the subtle body, because it's captured there. So mind, intelligence, and false ego makes the subtle body. So we actually, whatever karmas we do, they become sanskaras. And they get embedded in the subtle body. And when we take the next birth, this subtle body goes with the soul into the next body. That is how you differentiate between two siblings even. They're born to same parents, but they have different characters, different nature. Why do they have different nature? The parents are the same. Because they have carried their subtle body along with them. And they have carried their sanskaras with them. But if one wants to get released, one wants to liberate himself, wants to get out of the cycle of birth and death, one has to get the soul released from the subtle body. So how does? One has to literally kill the subtle body. You have to control your mind. You have to actually shut off your false ego. So Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, above the senses is the intelligence. And above the intelligence is the Atma, the soul. मन के ऊपर बुद्धि, बुद्धि के ऊपर आत्मा. So इंद्रियों के ऊपर मन, मन के ऊपर बुद्धि, बुद्धि के ऊपर आत्मा. So above the senses is the mind. Mind is actually the director of all the senses. So control the mind. So above mind is the intelligence. So one may actually say that, oh, with my intelligence I have the discretion power. I can make difference between right and wrong. I'm very intelligent. I have got intelligence. But the most, it says, above the intelligence is the soul. Those who work for the advancement of their soul, they will get liberated. Those who work for the soul. So the main purpose of human life now is to use the body, this body. With the help of this body, you can actually liberate your soul. When you use this body to serve the Supreme Lord. Krishna says, Mami Manshu Jivaloka Jivabhuta Sanatana. You are my part and parcel. Your soul is my part and parcel. Atma ka gyan Paramatma. That is Paramatma ka gyan. If you know your soul, you will understand Paramatma also. That who is the Paramatma. So this is how it is that Mame Manshu Jiva Loka. Krishna says, you all are my part and parcel. But you are suffering in this world. Why? Because you have taken the mind as you have 5 senses. But you have Shashtani Indrani. Shashtani in Sanskrit means 6th. So you have taken the mind as your 6th Indriya. And you are working for your mind. You don't work for your soul. You do what your mind says. You're captured by your mind. Your mind says, let's go for the kirtan, you come. Your mind says, oh no, not kirtan today, let's go somewhere else. And you go after your mind. Your mind says, I want to eat this, you go, you do eat that. Mind says, I want to see this, you do that. Mind dictates you. In Hindi, if I say, whenever आप कभी भी सोचो तो ये कहते हो, मेरा मन कर रहा है ये करने के लिए. That's why I'm doing it. मन को खुली छूट है. मेरा मन कर रहा है, I want to sleep today. मेरा मन कर रहा है, आज मुझे ये करना है. मेरा मन कर रहा है, मुझे वो करना है. तो हमने मन को इतनी लिबर्टी दी है, इतनी खुली छूट दी है मन को. We have actually unchained it. And it's going here and there. It is actually not under our control. That's why Arjuna tells Krishna, manaha chanchala. Man is very chanchal. Vayu ke veg se bhi zyada mushkil hai man ko control karna. You can control the winds, but you cannot control the mind. It's so difficult to control. So this is how the purpose of human life is actually to meet Govinda in this very lifetime. That is the real purpose of human life. That you have attained the human form. Now is the golden chance to meet Krishna. It's the golden opportunity. It will not come your way again and again. You have paid a very big price. 84 lakhs of species you have been through to get this human form. And now if you waste this human form, you will be in the suffering again. And the suffering is again a birth, again a death, again the old age, again a disease. This everything will come your way. Krishna tells Arjuna, there are 7 things which every person, every being will suffer on this Mrityu Loka. Janam, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadi. Birth, death, old age and disease. And there are 3 trap along with it. Adidevik, Adibodhik, Adhyatmik. Adidevik is when the nature gives us, there is tsunami, there are droughts, there are tornadoes. So when we are hit by these, then Adibodhik is when different other jivas, they give us pain. Even a small mosquito can give us dengue fever and make us die. What to say of other beings? There can be wars, there can be, and any calamity can fall on you from the other nations, other people. And then disease, nobody can stop the diseases. You never know, the doctors tell you these days there are innumerable kind of diseases which you had never heard of even. So there are such diseases. Even a child in the mother's womb can contract a disease. And old age, nobody wants to get old. That's why we see all the aesthetic clinics, they are booming these days. Because they all want to hide their age. Everybody thinks if we color our hair, we will remain young. If we go get the Botox done, we will remain young. So it is, we will not remain young. May we look young, but we will not be young. We will grow old. Kurani says, Sir kampeo pak dagamage naine jyotate. This is old age. The head begins to wobble. Sir kampeo pak dagamage. Now the feet, they don't put right, Naine jyotate. Eyes actually, they become weak as the old age comes in. So you can't get away from the old age. Krishna says it's a very big problem because old age brings uninvited diseases with it. And then there is the Adi Devik, Adi Bhautik, and the Adhyatmik. He says your mind gives you pain. What else to say other things? Your mind is the biggest pain giver. We are actually, हम दुखी अपने दुख से नहीं होते हैं. अपने दुख को तो हम संभाल लेते हैं किसी तरह, but हम ज्यादा दुखी होते हैं दूसरे के सुख से. We get more pain when we see others have got better things than us. It's there. There is a small story when it says when somebody was asked to get a boon, there were two neighbors, and Krishna appears before them, and he says, "Ask what you want." He asks one neighbor, "What do you want?" And he says, "Whatever I'll give you, I'll give double to your neighbor." He thought, "Oh, I ask for one car, he gets two. If I ask one house, he gets two." And he said, "What to do?" He said, "Take away my one eye." So the neighbor gets blind. Some people are like that. They're ready to give one important part of theirs so that the other gets more pain. You see, this is how the life people are. This is how they are living. So that is why Krishna says, that's why to become a devotee actually is the purpose of life. The purpose of life is to become devotee and lead a devotional life to reach back to Godhead, to reach Krishna. That is the purpose of life. Because birth is again a big problem. You say, why birth is a problem? We celebrate birth. Somebody gets pregnant, we celebrate it. But do you know, that says that when the child is in mother's womb, it's hung upside down. Most uncomfortable position. And he's in the passage where the mother is actually, excretory organs are there. He's actually suffering from the bacteria, the worms, they bite him, he gets restless, he kicks, he's restless. His hands are clasped together. And it says he is actually asking forgiveness and asking to give him the devotional life. He prays hard. Please take me out of this hell and I will be your devotee. But he forgets everything as soon as he comes out. Because Maya is very strong. So that is, birth is a problem because the mother has to suffer a lot. When the child is delivered, she suffers the maximum pain. But these days, they have found a solution. They say, oh, we'll do the cesareans. And what not happens. If any doctor is there, I ask forgiveness, but then the doctors are actually exploiting the patients. They tell the pregnant mothers, oh, you want any special muhurat? They have forms in India. I don't know, they have it here, of course not there. But in India, they have forms where there are special, if you have any special muhurat that has been your astrologer told you, you tell the doctor and she will do the cesarean exactly on that time. They want to bluff even the astrology. So, such a funny things are happening. This is actually, the yuga is like that. It's the yuga of hypocrisy, age of hypocrisy. So people are actually, they are enticed into this. They get carried away, they follow these things. So death is a problem again. The four problems, the death is also the biggest problem. Death is very painful. Everybody doesn't want to die, of course. You don't say death is painful because we haven't experienced it. We have seen it, people going away. But the scriptures tell us that when somebody dies, he suffers the sting, the sting, the scorpion sting you, is the stung of 40,000 scorpions. That pain he suffers. When the soul leaves the body. The soul is so attached to the body, doesn't want to leave it. But if you are devotee, this all operation is done very, very nicely. Krishna does it so beautifully. जैसे डॉक्टर एनेस्थीसिया देके ऑपरेशन करता है, वैसे कृष्णा gives you an anesthesia before that to take away his devotees. Then the devotees don't feel the pain. It's guaranteed. So when we become a devotee, we lose nothing. Somebody asked Prabhupada, a very beautiful question came up. He said, Prabhupada, your devotees, your disciples here, you have so many restrictions on them. Don't eat this, don't eat that. Of course, ISKCON has got a lot of restrictions, if you agree with me. We don't take caffeine, we don't take onion garlic, we have a lot of restrictions. So then he asked Prabhupada, you have put so many restrictions on your devotees. And what happens when they leave this planet, they leave and they go back and there's no Krishna there? Then what happens? Prabhupada said, who says we enjoy everything? We dance, we eat, we enjoy. And what happens if Krishna is there, if you go back, then you will not be taken in. We will be taken in. So you see, we are enjoying here also and we will enjoy there also. So these restrictions are not restrictions. They are just taking us, it's a mode changing. There are 3 modes. It's very simple. There are 3 modes of material nature, which are eternal. Bhagavad Gita says there are 5 things that are eternal. There are 5 things Bhagavad Gita talks, 4 are eternal. And so these 4 are, Krishna is eternal. Krishna talks about himself. He is eternal. He will be always there. Second, Krishna talks about the soul, the jivas. The jiva will be always there. The soul will be always there. It doesn't die. Third, he talks about time. Time will keep on moving. Time doesn't stop for anyone. Time is eternal. Time, Krishna says, it's me. Fourth, he says the 3 modes of material nature. Mode of goodness, mode of passion, mode of ignorance. These 3 modes will remain always, eternal. The 5th thing, what is the 5th thing that is left? That's very famous. Karma. Bhagavad Gita is actually, it's always, everybody remembers Bhagavad Gita with karma. So karma is not eternal. People think, oh, karma is eternal. ये तो मुझे करना ही था, इसीलिए कर दिया. No. You could not have, it's your free will you have used to do it. Krishna has given you a minute free will. You misused it if you did the wrong thing. But if you become a devotee, that's the best thing of your free will, you did it. So free will has been given to us. So karma is very important. Karma ये नहीं था कि आपको करना ही था. Karma is always in your hand. You can change your destiny. That's what Krishna tells here. Destiny is in your hand. Your destiny you are choosing. Nobody else is choosing for you. Gurbani says, "Ape bijo, ape khao." You sow and you will reap. Nobody else will do that for you. It's only you. You are responsible for everything. We are responsible for. You have to take the responsibility. It's not that karma was assigned to you. Ye karma aapko karna hi tha. No. You did it on your free will. You could have protected yourself. You could have saved yourself. So Bhagavad Gita teaches us what kind of karma one should do. So mode of material nature, why I said the restrictions, why they are put on us, we'll go back to that. Why restrictions have been put on? So that we leave the mode of ignorance and we go at least to the mode of goodness. So when in mode of goodness, what happens? This knowledge will sustain in you. You will be able to understand this knowledge. If you are in mode of good ignorance, you will never understand it. Mode of ignorance is actually how you come to know. The Bhagavad Gita tells there is a full chapter on modes of material nature, where you understand that how these modes actually work upon us. What we eat, what we wear, what we eat, how we live, this all actually denotes our mode. हम किस मोड में रह रहे हैं ये हमारा खाना पीना बताता है, हमारा जीना बताता है, जीवन बताता है हम कौन से मोड में हैं. So in mode of goodness you will actually able to understand this knowledge, which is very difficult to understand otherwise. So one has to at least come to the mode of goodness. Because we have to transcend these three modes. The Gurbani in the Granth Sahib it says, na mela na pagwa. So mela is mode of ignorance. Pagwa is mode of goodness. Na mela na pagwa na tandala. Tandala is mode of passion. Nanak rango lalo lal hai. Nanak is actually, he's died in the color of the Supreme Lord. He's in Vasudev state. He's surrendered to the Supreme Lord. So one has to transcend the material natures. Transcend these three modes. Transcend even the mode of goodness to reach to the mode of Vasudev, Vishuddha Sattva. So you see, when we offer, we may be eating without onion and garlic at home. That is mode of goodness. But when this food is offered, it becomes sanctified. It becomes mode of Vishuddha Sattva. Now you are into Vishuddha Sattva. So it's nothing. The same food when offered, the same lifestyle when offered to Krishna. When you start chanting, you offer your lifestyle to Krishna. We are chanting the holy name. You have added Krishna to your life. So now you are actually moving towards the mode of Vishuddha Sattva, Vasudev state. So who would not want to be in Vasudev state? When you are transcending the three modes, and transcending the three modes means you are coming towards the akarma. Three kinds of karma there are. Vikarma, when you perform, is Vikarma is against the scriptures. You're eating non-veg, you're drinking alcohol, smoking cigarettes. This is Vikarma. That is not to be done in any case. That takes you to the deepest of the narkas. Then the Sakarma. Sakarma is when you perform a karma for your Indriya Tripti, for your sense gratification. Like eating food without onion garlic also, but not offering to Krishna. That's a karma. Now this food when offered becomes a karma. Now this a karma is actually, it will not bring any result on you. You will not have to reply for this karma. You are not responsible. You will get back to responsible in this material world. A karma means you have performed a karma that will take you directly to Goloka. That is a karma. A karma guarantees entry into Goloka, entry into the where Krishna resides. You become now, you go back to Godhead, you will go back to your own home by doing a karma. That karma that is offered to Krishna. That's simple. So this human life is meant only as an offering to Krishna. This sharir jo hai, this body, everything should be offered to Krishna. That is the purpose of human life. Even the Gurbani says, Bhai prapat manak deheriya govind milan ki e teri bariya avara kaj kite na ka mila sadh sangat baj keval naam. You have got this human form of life. This human form of life is meant for what? And you've got Bhai prapat manak deheriya. You have got prapat. Prapat means this, you have paid a big price and you have got it now. So you got this human life, now is the golden chance to meet Govinda, which was not possible in any other species. Only in the human form you can meet Govinda. Even the Dev Simre Ye Dehi, the demigods even want this human form. In the Bhagavatam, there is the story of King Khatwan. He went to the Swarglokas, he could go to the heavenly planets, and he helped them to fight the demons. The heavenly kings were helped by him. The demigods were helped by him. He was a great warrior. This is Katha of Satyuga. He went to the heavenly planets. He helped them. And then they said, what do you want? We can give you all opulences in the Swargloka and the heavenly kingdoms. You can just enjoy the heavenly kingdom. Stay here. He said, no, I just want to know if you can tell me how much time is left for me in the human body. And they say just one shan. Only one shan is left. 1 second is left. He said, I want to go immediately to the Mrityu Loka, to leave my body there remembering Krishna. Because I want to go back to Godhead. I don't want to stay in the heavenly planets. Which is Swarglok mein nahi rehna hai. And he came back and then he left for the Goloka. So this is how it is. That Deva Simre Ye Dehi. Devata even want this day. which we have attained. We are fortunate that we have gone, but we are actually losing it in a gamble. This is gamble, where we think, oh, who has seen what's happened? We don't want to do that. We are very intelligent, and we don't believe in reincarnation. Let us do what we want to do. We want to enjoy this life. Let me eat what I want. Let me do what I want. That is sheer gamble. Because the scriptures are there to tell us, to guide us. These are the manuals for us. Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, the Guru Granth Sahib, these are the manuals. They tell us what to do. You've got a human form now, is the golden chance to meet Govinda. So whatever you did during this human birth is not going to help you at the time of death. Sang Sakha Sab Taj Gaye, Koi Na Nibhyo Saath. Everybody will be separated. Everybody will be, you will leave everything and then you go. They cannot help you at that time. Sang Sakha Sab Taj Gaye, Koi Na Nibhyo Saath. Is vipat ki ghadi mein ek tek Raghunath. And this is the time of crisis when you are leaving the body. Who will be helpful? Only Raghunath, only Ram. He's going to help you. Krishna and Ram are one and same. They're going to help you. Nobody else can help you. Everybody who was very dear to you will be left behind. They cannot come with you. You have to go all alone. The soul travels all alone. That's the journey of the soul. So this is very important for us, that we understand that the journey of the soul, how it accomplishes the journey. That is real purpose of life. That first we understand who we are, where we have to go, what is the aim of our life. Our aim is not to become a doctor or an engineer or a big person or a rich person. Our aim in life is, our purpose, where we will be going is, the real purpose, to attain the Supreme Lord. That is the real purpose. These are secondary purpose. Of course, I don't discourage you become a doctor or an engineer. Of course, you may become and should become. But that is secondary purpose. The main purpose is going back, attaining the Supreme Lord. So we should study, but our study is not the main aim. It's just that 9 to 5 job which we will take just to sustain, to keep the body and soul together. We want to earn that much so to keep the body and soul together. And rest, we would actually support, we should support the preaching activities so that this knowledge goes ahead to others. Those who keep this knowledge to themselves are said to be, they will go into the, if they are Brahmanas, they go into the yoni of Brahma Rakshasa if they don't distribute this knowledge. So one should distribute this knowledge, because Krishna says, I'm very pleased with them who actually propagate my name to others. So even the Gurvani says this, Aap dride avaro naam japave, Nanak o Vaishnav param gata pave. So Gurnanak Ji says, those who chant themselves and make others chant, these Vaishnavas will have the param gati. They will go back to Godhead. They are certified to go back to Godhead. So you see, there is this connection actually deepens our faith. When my faith actually became strong with that. Like what I read here in the Bhagavad Gita, I read the same there in the Granth Sahib. So that made me very strong. That what I'm doing is, I'm on the right track. The perfect right track I am. So the purpose, again, is to go back to Godhead. So who am I? Where am I to go? And what am I doing here? So if anybody asks you your name, so you tell your karmi name. Oh, I'm so and so. My designation is so and so. I work this, I do that. But we forget that I'm a soul. I'm a part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. So like this hand is a part and parcel of this body. And what is the use of this hand? This hand serves this body. If it doesn't serve this body, it's useless. If you have a stroke, then what happens? This hand becomes heavy to this body itself. You have to drag it. But then, Krishna says, you are my part and parcel. So it means our soul is the part and parcel of Krishna. So what is the use of us? What should we be doing? We should be serving the whole. We are the part of Him. So we have to serve Him. Very simple. So if we don't serve Him, then it's a burden. We are burden for Krishna then. He doesn't want us then. If we are not serving Him, Krishna does not want us. He says clearly, Sarvasya cham hidi samishta mata smriti jnanam uponam cha. He says that I am seated in everyone's heart as Paramatma. I know everything, all the desires in you. If you want to come to me, I make all it easy for you to come to me. I give you the association of devotees. I give you everything. But if you want to go away from me, again I assist you. I put you in the association, bad association, so that you don't come to me. You go away from me. There's a very beautiful story in the Granth Sahib Sakhis. It comes, this Guru Nanak Dev Ji visits two villages. He goes to one village where everybody is a devotee. They welcome him. They do a lot of satsang with him. They listen to him. They glorify the Supreme Lord. They do a lot of kirtan with him. And it's all very beautiful. But when Guru Nanak Dev Ji is leaving that village, the person along with Guru Nanak Dev Ji, his disciple Mardana, he says, what will you give them as your blessings to them, your ashirwad? What will you give them? Guru Nanak Dev Ji says, they should all get ruined and dispersed from this village. Inka kakh na rahe. They may have nothing now. They may go away from this village. So Madana was very surprised. They were such nice, they welcomed Guru Nanak Dev Ji, they did so much of kirtan, they did everything. And then Guru Nanak Dev Ji says, they may disperse from here now. And then he doesn't understand why he said so. So they go to the next village. The next village, they did not welcome Guru Nanak Dev Ji at all. They made fun of him. They made fun of the Supreme Lord. They did not want to do any bhakti. They did not want to listen to him. So Guru Nanak Dev Ji smilingly leaves that village. And Mardana says, now what will you tell them? What will you give blessings? What will you give them? He says, they may live here and attain all the riches of the world. So Mardana was very surprised. Then why Guru Nanak Dev Ji said this? To one village, he said, those who did not welcome him, he says, you all disperse, you may all get all the distresses in the world. You may all go away from this village. You may live a life in anguish. But why does he does this to both of them? The other village, he says, you may actually enjoy and get all the benefits in this world, all the riches in this world. So he asked Guru Nanak Dev Ji, why? Why did he do that? Then Guru Nanak Dev Ji says, the first village I visited were the devotees. They were all devotees. They all they glorified the Supreme Lord. They glorified the Guru. So if they disperse, they'll make millions of devotees. And they are the honeybees. But the other village where they did not care for the Guru, they did not care for the Supreme Lord, they did not care for the satsang. They got all the riches in the world. So Guru Nanak Dev Ji said, they're the flies, those who sit on the dirt. The flies that sit on the stool, they are that. They should not disperse. They should not make anyone like them. Let them be here. They should not go anywhere. Let them have everything in the world here and they stay here. So that is how we understand. The devotees they may go anywhere on this planet, they make devotees. So one should become a devotee. And to propagate the holy name is the purpose of human life. Actually, this purpose when you attain, you will attain the higher goal. That is going back to Godhead very easily. So our main purpose is to become a devotee. And I know the time, I think so it's over. If I take longer, everybody will say the real purpose is prasadam. So This is actually, we have to become a devotee. A devotee is actually who is into the devotional life. So Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita again, actually this topic in itself actually explains the whole Bhagavad Gita. The whole Bhagavad Gita comes into this topic. The purpose of human life, first you have to know who you are, then where you have to go, then what is exactly you are doing here. When you take birth here, what exactly you are doing here. So that is the devotion, devotee. That is the real purpose. First to understand that I am the soul. This body is there, of course. We cannot say, oh, I am not physically present. I am there physically. But then, physically presence means you have to just earn that much to keep the body and soul together. And Krishna will take care. One should not worry. One should not at all worry. When you are just chanting the glories of the Supreme Lord, Krishna takes care of every need of yours. He says that, in the Bhagavad Gita clearly he says that. And he guarantees that. In the Srivas Angan, every day the Kirtan was going on. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was doing the Kirtan in Srivas Angan. And Srivas Pandit, he was not working. But his kitchen was always operational. It was the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Srivas Pandit said that if it happens like, if consecutively 3 days, if nothing is there in my kitchen, then I'll commit suicide. But that day never came. It never came. It was always, his kitchen was full of all the ingredients, always. Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was doing the Maha Kirtan every day there. So when you actually glorify the Supreme Lord, your house becomes Vrindavan. Where the Kirtan of Krishna happens, that house is purified. It becomes Vrindavan. It becomes Vaikuntha. So if you become a devotee, there is nothing to lose. Krishna guarantees that. I will bless you. Whatever you have, I will protect personally. And what you lack, what you don't have, I'll bring it personally. He says that's my guarantee. In the Gita Mahatam, there is a katha where Shivji tells Parvati, this katha comes up. When this shloka is being narrated, Shivji actually narrates this Ananasamamachintata. When this shloka comes up, he gives this katha, he narrates this katha to Parvati. Parvati is very anxious all the time. So he's telling her that there was a Yamanacharya. He was a Brahmana. And the Brahmanas follow actually 6 things. Yajan, Yajana, Patana, Patan, and getting the gifts and giving the gift. That 3 things the Brahmanas do. They actually live on Bhiksha. They don't hoard things. They get the Bhiksha every day, they go and beg for Bhiksha. Every day they get the Bhiksha and they cook the meal for Krishna, Bhoga for Krishna, offer it and then eat it. They don't have their kitchen stacked with ingredients, foodstuffs. They every day go and beg it and bring it and eat it. Now Yamanacharya that day, he was writing the commentary on Bhagavad Gita. And this shloka came up. When this shloka came up, he was surprised. Krishna says, Aham in Sanskrit means I. So he was surprised. Krishna is saying, I. Those who remember me always, I get them what they lack and I protect what they have for every jiva. Now Yamanacharya says, every jiva, there are millions and millions and millions of people, species. He takes care of each and every, and he became doubtful. He took up a pencil and underlined it. And he said, he thought that he would translate that because he was writing the commentary. So he said he would meditate on this point again after some time because he did not believe this line. And as being a Brahmana, he had to go and beg for the Bhiksha. He had to go out. Because if he wanted to eat and offer to Krishna food, he had to beg. So he went out. He told his wife that he would go and get the Bhiksha and then come home. That day, when he went door to door, nobody gave him Bhiksha. Everybody made some excuse in the village. Some said this is there, that is there, we don't have to do it tomorrow, sutak hai, ye hai, a lot of, they said. And nobody gave him Bhiksha. He thought it's Krishna wants him to sleep, bare stomach now. He went to the river to take a bath. And then he thought he would walk down to his home without anything. And there at his doorstep, a young boy comes. A 15-year-old boy is there at his doorstep with a sack full of all the stuff, the kitchen ingredients. He's a sack full of all that. And he is standing at the door and calling up his wife, Yamunacharya's wife. And he says that please take this, your husband has sent all this stuff for you to cook a very nice boga, chappan boga for the deities. She says, who are you? And he says, I'm the disciple of your husband. She says, as far as I remember, my husband has no disciple. So he says, you talk a lot. And then he says, you see on my back, your husband even hit me. I've got all red marks on my back. He hit me. And you are not taking the stuff. Please take it away and cook the meal for the Supreme Lord. Then she says, okay, on one pretext I will take it. You have to wait for him. Until he comes back, you cannot leave. You sit here, sit in the next room, be there. Until he comes, you can't go. He says, okay, I'll wait for him. So this boy, he sits inside where this Bhagavad Gita was being written, the commentary was being written. He sits inside and she makes the boga. And there Yamunacharya enters and he is smelling the food preparations and he says, from where did you get? In the kitchen I know there was nothing at all. From where this all came? She said, why? You only sent through him. There is a disciple of yours who says I've never seen you beating anyone. And he showed me red marks that you bet him and he has got all those red marks. He says, then she says, oh, I told him to sit and wait for you. He's here only. And Yamunacharya runs inside the room. When she points out that he's there, he runs and there's nobody inside. And then he looks at the Bhagavad Gita. And that red mark, the pencil line which he had drawn, was wiped out. Because Krishna came to prove to him that those who remember me, ananya samama chintatam, those who remember me always, those who actually, that is chittato, those who do his chintan all the time. Ananyas means they have no other in their lives. They may have their families, of course, they may have everybody, but Yamunacharya had it. But then, for them, the primary is Krishna, serving the Supreme Lord, serving his devotees. So, ananya samama chintato, ye janya paravasate. So those who actually do ananya bhakti, for them Krishna carries everything, brings to their doorstep and delivers it himself. This was proven from this story, which Shivji tells Parvati. That is how Vishnu's bhakti is very prime. It is the topmost bhakti. One should do it without even thinking anything else. One who runs on this path with eyes closed also will reach the destination. Because this is Krishna actually holds your hand and takes you. It's not we that go. Krishna, Guru comes as the representative and takes us back. There's the story when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was visiting the south of India. A Brahmana is there and he is reading Bhagavad Gita. He's holding Bhagavad Gita in his hand and he's reading it and crying. He's reading the shlokas and he's crying. And people are jeering at him, they're laughing at him. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked him, then why are you crying? You're crying because they're jeering at you? That is why you're crying? He says, no. I know they laugh at me because my Guru told me that I should read Bhagavad Gita every day. I should read the shlokas every day. But my pronunciation is not correct. And I'm not educated. So they laugh at me, at my pronunciation. But then he said, I'm not crying for that. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, then why are you crying? If they are laughing at you, you're not worried about that. So why are you crying? He said, I'm crying because when I see this Bhagavad Gita, the cover of Bhagavad Gita, I see that how Krishna is serving his devotee. He's become a driver for his devotee. He's serving his devotee. Arjuna is his devotee. And Krishna, the Supreme Lord, is driving the chariot. And you know, when the chariot driver is there on the chariot, how he is actually the person who owns the Rath, who is actually the male warrior like Arjuna. How he actually manages the chariot driver. It's not by hand he says go here or there. With his, with his foot, he actually kicks the chariot driver and says go this way, go that way. So that position Krishna takes it on the chariot. So he says, the Brahmana says, I cry when I see this, that how the Supreme Lord is driving the chariot of his devotee. That makes me cry. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, you have understood the Bhagavad Gita. You are the best devotee in the world. You have understood what others have not understood. So this is how Prabhupada has revealed actually to us the Bhagavad Gita to all of us, to understand the purpose of life. So Bhagavad Gita gives us the purpose of human life. So we are very grateful to Srila Prabhupada. Because of his mercy, these centers are there around the world like mushrooms everywhere. We don't eat mushrooms, but these centers are erupting like mushrooms everywhere. We have hundreds, thousands and thousands of centers like these. I travel all over the globe. I've been to Japan, I've been to Canada. There are so many states everywhere, and in every state you find temples. Every state you find not temples, the centers even, like this. You go to Italy, you go to villages of Italy, you will find the centers there. You go to Estonia, ऐसी country जिसका नाम भी नहीं सुना होगा कहीं ने. Estonia is a country, a very small, tiny country, and there also you have devotees. And there also the kirtan goes on. So what to say of the cosmopolitan cities where there are, like Delhi, we have 21 temples and thousands of centers. Namahanda programs, Bhakti Vriksha programs, what not carries on. All the time preaching is going on. You come on Sunday to the Delhi temple, you'll see in every nook and corner programs are happening. The main lecture is going there. After that, in every nook and corner, there are a few people sitting and a session is going on. In the temple itself, round about at that time, 20 to 30 sessions go on different corners of the temple. Different halls occupied. If the halls are occupied, they sit in the gallery, they sit in anywhere they get a place, they are sitting and having sessions. So that is how preaching is going on all over the world because of the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. So if one person's, that is Srila Prabhupada, how he has given us all this knowledge all over the globe. So it's our responsibility to assist him. It's our responsibility to help these centers grow and expand and become into big temples so that more people get benefit. Hare Krishna. So any question, anybody else? No question? Yes, Praveen.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Beautiful explanations and nice engaging discussion. In the beginning, you mentioned that Guru Vani, you also read there also the secrets of what is the purpose of life, and it's there.
Yes.
And it's there in the Bhagavad Gita also, but it was not understood before. So what was different between before and after situation?
Because there was actually, unless I met my spiritual master, I did not understand the Granth Sahib even. That is the difference. Only the spiritual master reveals the knowledge. It is not that he makes you just sit there and he narrates anything. It's the blessings that happen. So that is how, with the blessings, one understands. Even the scriptures, we cannot understand them on our own. It's the blessings, the mercy of the spiritual master. So it was after meeting Guru Maharaj only, it was when he said that maybe, I don't know how I recollected everything, I myself don't know. I'm really amazed till today. I myself don't know how I did everything. So when I wrote this book, in fact, all the books are finished with me now. Just day before yesterday, we had around 80 left, but yesterday itself and day before, there was another program we went. All books are finished. So the Vaishnava teachings in Sikhism, how that book came out, I myself am surprised about that. Because I was not ready to write, and Guru Maharaj was asking me to write a book. Because sometimes I had read the Granth Sahib, so one reading is not enough to become a scholar, to write a book. I just read once, because my mother always taught me that I should be reading Japji Sahib, doing the part, and I was doing it, as she said. So, but I liked reading it, I liked listening to Kirtan. But then, when Guru Maharaj used to lecture something from the Gita, and on the spur of the moment, I would sometimes say something, like there is a similar quote in the Granth Sahib as well. So one day Guru Maharaj said, I want you to write a book. Put this all in a book. But I did not say anything yes or no to him, because I thought my background is not scholarly. How can I write a book? So I was not writing it. And again he would say sometimes, and I was not writing. Then we were in Vrindavan in 2007, and he introduces me to the president of the temple, and he says, you know her? And then he says, yes, but that was Bhakti Rasamrit Maharaj, then Devamrit Prabhu. And then Maharaj said, you know, she has written a book on Vaishnavism and Sikhism. I had not written anything. I was surprised, but I could not say no. I said yes. I took all the appreciation. And then I made a promise to myself. That was in June 2007. And Guru Maharaj Vyas Puja comes in August. So I made a promise to myself that I have to write now. Because he is telling the world that I've written. And I should write it. And that's it happened. I sat every day after that in my home for 12 to 13 hours, every day going through the scriptures, and wrote the book on my laptop. And then it went for printing, and just before Guru Maharaj Vyas Puja, one day before that in the evening, the book comes out after printing. And I offered it to Guru Maharaj. And you'll be surprised, everything was getting revealed to me. Many important verses, everything. There was no Google at that time in 2007. There was no AI where I could just put the search and get all the answers. Nothing like that. So I had to do everything. And everything is difficult. But it was with Guru Maharaj's mercy, because he said she is written. So he was empowered. He knew that it is done. I was just used as a medium. Then I could understand how Arjun actually was used as a medium by Krishna. So we are just a medium. Prabhupada actually has made us a medium to help him. He doesn't need any help. Alone, one man could do so much, make 108 temples. He doesn't need all of us. But then he is actually giving us an opportunity. So Guru Maharaj actually gave me an opportunity. And he had already, I think so, he had already done it, but he just made me write it. And I wrote the book, I offered it to him. And then Guru Maharaj tells about the book to Jayapataka Maharaj. And within 1 month, like after the book came out, there were some meetings. And I get a call from Jayapataka Maharaj at 11:30 in the night. And after the meeting, exactly the meeting must have ended at that time. And then Jayapataka Maharaj calls me, because he knew me, Madhav Kanta, his secretary, also knew me. So he called up and Maharaj said, I've heard you've written a book. I said, yes, Maharaj. So he said, how many copies would you give me? And so the next day I delivered him the copies, and he was on his way to Hong Kong and London. And he took those copies and distributed themselves. He did it. So you see, I was just used as a medium. And Jayapataka Maharaj gave a testimonial for my book, and he said, a very beautiful testimonial he has given on that. That this book actually will help to make pure devotees. So the Gurus, the words of the Guru will never fall. You should never doubt the words of the Guru. So that is how Guru Maharaj said, she's written the book, and then the book came out. I was just used as a medium. So that is how it is, the spiritual master is. Unless you have faith, anana samama chintata, it's all that. That's the truth. So because of his blessings only, I could understand. That's it. So any other question or we end? Yes, Prabhuji.
I have a question about your preaching mission, Mataji. It's so impressive. The numbers we are hearing, we never could imagine something could happen.
Prabhuji, it's surprising for me also. No worries. It's all Guru Maharaj. It's all Srila Prabhupada.
But still, it's been important. So you have the.
We just pray to Prabhupada. I tell my team, just pray. If they are unable to do something, I tell them, just pray. And then you go and they are successful then. You see, it happens. So this is the secret of success. Just say the pranam mantra of Prabhupada and the Guru, and you get it.
Yes, but still, you're right. How do you, I mean, it's the way to get somebody's heart is where it hurts the most, right? So, how do you identify what is the way to get to somebody's
You
heart?
see, you have to work hard. All year round, you have to work hard. It's not just the marathon time. I have my chanting sessions. I have then 3 times in a day I come live with my group. It's an international group. Everybody is scattered all over the globe. So I come live on the Zoom with them. 2-hour session early in the morning at 5 a.m. Indian Standard Time. And then I come live in the evening by 5:30 back. And then 7 o'clock sometimes it is. I'm back on the Zoom from 7 to 9 session with them. And then I motivate them with the glories of Bhagavatam by Srila Prabhupada. I'm doing Bhagavatam courses with them. The whole year I actually engage in service with them. And we train them, it's not on a weekend, it's every day. Every day we are live. So right now in India it will be at 7:30, it will be 5. I'll join them. And then they joined me in COVID times. They did not know ISKCON at that time, most of them. They joined me, then they were trained into chanting, and some of them are initiated also now. And another group is ready for initiation on the 4th or 5th of August. Again, 13 or 14 people will get initiated from my group. Earlier, we have already got another 20 initiated earlier, 18 to 20. So, but you have to work hard throughout. Like for the material, we work hard. So, me and my husband, we took actually we got retired at the age of 35 and 38. I was 36 and he was 38. We got retired from our businesses. We wanted to serve Guru Maharaj. We wanted to serve the mission. So we both started giving honorary service to ISKCON since that day. So, I mean, my motive is only this, to serve the mission, serve my Guru Maharaj mission, to serve Srila Prabhupada. That's it. So when you have this sincerity that you want to do this, then Guru and Krishna blesses you. The Parampara blesses you. And this year you all bless us. Our target is 1,008 Bhagavatam cells. So just bless us. Be a part of our Bhagavatam team. Then you will get to know everything. All the secrets will be revealed. Sometimes in my Zoom sessions, I used to invite Guru Maharaj I used to tell his secretary, please just make sure. We had a Chaitanya Charitamrita session. My guru was doing for the first time Chaitanya Charitamrita. So I wanted just to seek blessings of Guru Maharaj. So I told Dasabda, please can you manage, somehow Guru Maharaj comes for the session in the Zoom. You just make him appear on the camera. And then Guru Maharaj was busy in a meeting in Ghaziabad, a place near Delhi. So in the Ghaziabad temple he was busy. And Dasabda Prabhu just sneaked into the room, took the laptop and placed it before Guru Maharaj. My session was going on and he put Guru Maharaj on the Zoom session with us. And he tells Guru Maharaj, Radhika Krpa is there, she's having a session, just give brief darshan. And Guru Maharaj looks into the camera, I welcome him. I said, my group doesn't know Maharaj, you're coming, it's a surprise for all of them. And Guru Maharaj says in his loud voice, even it's a surprise for me also. You see, likewise, when you invite your spiritual master, you invite him and then seek his blessings. So you get the blessings of the whole parampara. So always remember the spiritual master, always remember Srila Prabhupada. So you are blessed by the parampara. That's only what we do. So try this, and as I said, of course, success will come. There you go. Yes, Prabhu. So Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Bhagavad Gita Yatha Roop ki jai. God Premanande. There you go.
Hare Krishna. So let's thank Mataji once again. The Lord Hari